Hello, this is Chuck Bauer with Hawthorne Services. Today we're going to go through how to set up your annual goals and prepare for this process with your supervisor. I've received an automated email from the system. That gives me a link to log in and tells me what to do thereafter. If I didn't receive this automated email, I could simply log into the system and I could choose from the dashboard my goals and objectives. But because I had the link, once I did log in, if I weren't already, I'm presented with this list. Now I can see my past year's goals and objectives, but I'm going to set up my new year, so I'm going to click Add New. Add New is going to prompt me for what year it is. I'm going to choose it from the drop-down, and then I'm going to click the Save and Proceed button. Once I've clicked that Save and Proceed button, I'm presented with my goals and objectives form. Again, there are some instructions here at the top. I'm going to look at this form and I'm going to verify my supervisor, the goals year, and so on. I have a couple of choices here. I can add attachments using this Add Files button, which will prompt the Windows Open File dialog box. Or I can simply drag files to this box from Windows Explorer and they'll be attached. I've also got a Notes and Links box. I would typically use this with this Links button right here in order to put a link to an internal SharePoint system or some other internal web-based system or external internet system where I wanted to link to something important relating to my goals and objectives. Okay, and notice finally there is the notification boxes down here, none of which are checked. Finally, notice there's a Save All Sections box, or button, and that Save All Sections button is used. It saves both the top section as well as the sections below that I'm going to show you. Okay, so let's scroll down a bit. Notice that I first have an Employee Talent Development. You may or may not have this section, depending upon whether you're using talent development in your organization. I've got 3 items that I need to work on in terms of my professional development. Then I have my objectives. This is the main part of this form. The objectives are pre-filled. In some cases, they will be pre-filled for you. In other cases, they won't be. Mine are pre-filled because my organization has filled out common objectives based upon my position or my department. Now, with these pre-filled objectives, I can edit and change them. I can go in and I can enter in measures of success or achievement relating to getting this, what determines that this objective is solidly completed. I also would apply the due date that I intend to get this objective done in the coming year, or I could fill in something in the text box below. If I fill in something in the text box below, it might be for an objective that I have to do on a monthly or quarterly basis or a continuous basis, and I'd simply fill in the word monthly or quarterly or continuous. But in either case, I'm going to want to put in a due date or something in terms of that text box. And I can use this due date picker here to bring up a calendar to choose a due date. So we'll make that go away. And let's proceed on down. Notice that there's a number of objectives that I have as part of my position. The next section is core competencies. You may or may not have that in your organization. It's an optional feature of the system. These are core competencies that relate to my position or my department and are typically seen as skills, competencies, technical skills that relate to the job that I perform. I can update these, I can add to them. I might add to them with this inline add button, as that presents me with another row to fill in. And if I'm not going to use that, I'll just click that button to make it go away, which is the cancel button, or I could save these individually clicking the check mark for save. And know that I can always save an entire section by clicking this, which would click Save All, which would save all of these core competencies. Okay, below this is organizational values. Now your organization may or may not be using these values. These are universal values. In my case, I have 5: commitment, communication, customer service, having fun, and honesty and integrity. Again, this is another optional feature of the system. I can't change these. These are set by executive management and human resources and are fixed for the entire year for everybody consistently. Okay, so let's say I finished all of these sections and I'm done. I come back to my top where I've got Save All Sections button. That's how I would save the entire form. Now, if I want to come back later and do some more work on these goals before sending them to my supervisor, I would leave this box unchecked, and then I'd click Save Sections. But if I'm done with my goals and I'm ready to submit them, I'm simply going to click on the Send to Supervisor box, and I'm going to click Save All Sections. And what will then happen is an email will be sent to my supervisor, and I'll get a carbon copy. Notice here that there's a new entry in my list for 2016. And down here I sent off my form and I just received the carbon copy email. This is how you prepare your annual goals and send them to your supervisor. Thanks for tuning in for the Hawthorne Performance System.